Long, see that? Trying to. My father had a ponytail most of his life, and I'm going, well, at least I know how to wash my hair better than my kid. He gets a lot of dandruff, but there's ways to fix that. He won't listen to me. I still see you.
You see me, but the stream doesn't. The stream doesn't see me. I'm channeling my inner John Cena right now, guys. Hold on 1 second. I'm gonna try to fix myself.
Ooh, yeah. I gotta turn off my VPN.
I'm gonna fix myself real quick. Hey, what isn't a live show without a little bit of scuff, right? Am I right? Mirror, mirror on the wall, who's the fairest of them all? It is definitely not me. Oh, wow. Oh, wow. Oh, wait a second. Hold on. Let me try something. All right. We got the music going. There we go. I got the music off. All right. Where am I? Where did I go? Tyler, where did you go? And then you were muted. Oh, I see Rick in the chat. Rick said he's ready for the show, but he's also watching Clash in Paris.
Hey, Rick.
Yeah, we're always having a show during like something. Okay, all right.
And you just had to pick 2 o'clock during the week to do this.
Well, I mean, 2 o'clock on a Sunday. I mean, it's
you
okay.
know, 3 a.m. Yeah.
Yeah. And not visible. What are we doing? Well, hey Ed, I'm gonna just let you kind of talk about your week so far while I get booted up, because you've had a heck of a week.
Well, yeah, if you want to consider it that. Well, first let's start off. How have you been? How's your week been going?
I don't know. I mean, I'm still not on screen yet.
No, but I'm sorry. How are you? How are you individually now at this moment?
I'm doing okay. OBS is being kind of, just being a pain in the butt, but When isn't unfiltered? Like, when is there not any scuff? Like, especially in these early episodes.
Right. It's even, well, you could sit there and be running for 2 or 3 years and still have issues with your computer. So,
yeah. I don't know.
Okay. Well, I'll do everybody the favor of talking about myself, my least favorite subject.
Oh, you?
Yeah, me.
Yeah.
Despite to the contrary, other people that I know would say otherwise. But I really don't like talking as much as I sometimes
as much as you're a host on a podcast.
Yeah, here we are. I can play the silent guy really well. No, I think my biggest challenge this past week was, so we're wanting to go to Lubbock and do something for Circle Pro Wrestling and make what is it?
Squared Circle Pro.
SPC. Okay, Squared Circle Pro.
SCP. Think of the SCP Foundation.
ICP? Got it.
Sure.
No. And so we wanted to get some, what do you call it? Promotional items on the block and make some business cards. And so I went to the Office Depot and I spent my $37 to go buy a pack of 200 business cards. The Avery ones are supposed to be easy with a template. And I took it home and started getting my computer, Microsoft Word set up for this. And I messaged Tyler here and I said, well, send me some graphics so that I can put it on there. Well, I think the first mistake, he got them done and they look good. Don't get me wrong, he did a good job. But what's that called? They're vectored. And so when you're sitting there resizing them, they keep this proportion that doesn't help adjust within the window. So I was having a challenge with that, but I managed to finally kind of figure out how to disable that setting and get it to cover at least the template correctly. But then I turned around and was trying to print these things, and they were an eighth or a 16th of an inch off, shifted up. And no matter what I did with the margins, trying to print these goofy things out, they would not hit the right line. And so I said, the hell with it. And we went to a white graphic. That way the colors that we had on the first graphic weren't noticeably shifted. So I print these things, about 160 cards worth. And on my Microsoft Word document, there were no black lines. I had managed to stretch them all out, at least according to looking at the document on a computer. Well, then I turned around and got these things printed out. And like on a couple of cards on each one of these sheets, that black line was appearing on like an edge of a graphic where it shouldn't have been, it should not have been. And so I had to go back and trim all that. What should have been easy and taken me an hour total ended up taking me 3 or 4 hours because I was fighting with the computer. I was fighting with the business cards. I was fighting with my paper trimmer, like the professional one you see in the school, that big sword come down arm, big pair of scissors, oversized pair of scissors. So I finally managed to get them to look the way I want, but there's going to be pieces of this business card missing on the bottom, on the side. And, I said, the next time I go to do this, I'm going to print them on cardstock and then trim them by hand. That way they turn out the way I want them to, and I don't have to worry about trying to get them on template. So that was my big challenge of the week, and it was just a pain in my, you know what?
Oh, yep. Sounds like you had a heck of a time.
Well, I'm doing all this for you, and I'm not even getting paid. You know what?
I know.
Wait, that's all you got to say?
I'm
kidding.
Well, I mean, I got to have capital first to start making capital, my man.
Yeah. Lucky you've got me, the sugar daddy. Sugar daddy of the stream.
Yep. You can just call me the sugar baby.
You're the sugar. Well, the stream's the sugar baby. You just happen to be a part of it.
Yeah. Gosh dang, I'm still trying to fiddle with this. Oh my gosh. Okay, let me try.
What if you shut down your ninja and come back?
Well, I don't want to kill you in the process.
That's right. It will kill me because
and then it'll go like, what is even going on here? So I'll just be like the wizard from Oz. Like I'll just like sit behind like a blank screen and start talking about stuff. But let's see.
Well, let's be honest. Everybody knows how beautiful you are. So even if you don't get it working, they still can remember your beauty.
No.
Yeah.
No.
Oh, you're a hottie. Come on, you're a hottie.
No. I'm a hard 4 on a good day.
Well, we all must be drinking then.
Yeah. Okay.
Your mommy says you're handsome.
No, she doesn't.
She doesn't.
No.
What does she say? What does she say about you?
No.
You're a hard 3.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Well, like I remember when I was a kid, Mom would be like, "Hey, I'm gonna if you keep acting up, I'm gonna send you." Oh, there we go. I'm back. There we go.
Oh, God, you're ugly. No.
Oh, my eyes. Yeah. My mom always told me, it's like, if you're acting up, I'm gonna send you to she never said it like this. She's like, I'm gonna send you like to alternate school, like, because she'll send me to retard school. Like,
I was gonna say, I want to take 5 seconds. 1, 2, 3, 4.
1 Mississippi,
5.
2 Mississippi.
That way, when I make this next comment, it's not connected to what you just said. You said retard school. No, I was going to say, what is she threatening to send you off to military school?
Believe it or not, no.
We're not making fun of you.
No, believe it or not, no. Like, I wouldn't. I don't know. I don't think she'd send me to military school, but she'd probably send me to the alternative school. But thank goodness I turned out okay. Thanks, Mom. Thanks, Mom. I turned out okay. I'm just like some dude on the internet kicking out a podcast and writing and taking photos for a living. But
yeah, if you're enjoying this podcast, please like and subscribe. If you think Tyler's a hottie, make a comment.
If you don't think that Tyler is very good looking and he's very unattractive, feel free to like and subscribe and leave a comment down below.
You think you're gonna get more likes because of you're ugly?
Easy, man, easy.
Well, hell nah. I'm in my 40s. I'm secure with my sexuality. I have no problem telling you you're a good-looking guy.
Oh, thanks. I wish I could tell myself the same thing, or we could have other ladies speak up for me in that instance, but that's okay.
I'm trying, but then you just killed it. You said, if you don't think I'm hot.
It's reverse psychology. Ooh, I'm not good looking. Then people would be like, ooh, he's actually not that bad looking. I mean, at least I looked like I didn't fall off the top of the ugly tree and hit every single branch on the way down. So there are days where I feel like that. Like when I get out of bed and I'm like, just not as young and spry as I used to be, where I just jump out of bed and, it takes me a minute to get going, especially like on a Saturday, like, yesterday, like, I'll get you caught up on my week real quick. Well, now I'm back. Okay. So, football started this week. So I had a game on Thursday and I had a game on Friday. My Friday was pretty loaded. So, and Rick will attest to this while he's watching Clash in Paris. By the way, shout out to Rick. Thank you for joining us in the chat.
Hi, Rick.
Rick is the best, man. I was covering a football game the night before. I was working on, I didn't have to do photos. I just had to write the story. So I wrote the story. I think I went to bed about 2. Then I end up waking up at like 5:30. Like, okay, so like I did training like this past week to do like a little teaching. And like the phone call goes off at like 5:30. So I'm like, oh man, like, it's like the meme of the guy like just kind of waking up, like people waking him up, and he's like that. I was kind of like that, but I was like, okay, all right, I can't fall back asleep. So I was getting ready for the day. I was getting ready for like the training and everything. And the training thing was pretty easy. It was very straightforward. But it was really funny because like I sit by myself initially at this table, and then other people start to join me because it's like a full room of people. It's this huge room at this in this office building, and the room it's a super nice room. It's got like screens all over the place. It's super nice, and they just don't have plugins at the desks or at the tables, which I was like, I wish we had that, but. You know, beggars can't be choosers. I'm not complaining. I parked down at the desk because I'm trying to compile stats from the night before and trying to get my football story all squared away so I can kick it out at a halfway decent time. So I'm like texting coaches and I'm inserting stats and I'm finishing things up. And then the table fills up around me, and then there's a table that's like next to me that's still open, and this lady comes in and she's like, can I sit next to you? And I'm like, well, I don't know, like, I guess you could. And then she kind of gives me this look and like just kind of like, oh, he might really mean it. And I'm just like, no, go ahead. I don't bite. But man, she was a character, man. She like, Cause we did these little exercise where we're going around the table, and these are like, some of them are like former teachers, like it's like or they're just starting out as a teacher, and like one gave me like kindergartner vibes. So have you ever seen like the old school Powerpuff Girls cartoon?
Yes.
Okay, yeah, Miss Keene, like the kindergartner teacher, like they're like the Powerpuff Girls teacher. Like there was a lady at the table that gave me those same vibes. And I told her like to her face, I was like, yeah, you got kindergarten teacher vibes. And she's like, oh, thank you. And I was like, but also, I mean, she had
that could have gone either way.
She had the look and she had the vibes, and she had like this big smile, and she talked like, really slowly, like if it's like talking to small children. And believe me, there are some adults that do have the minds of small children. But no, the lady next to me, like, she was like, I love teaching the kids, and I love being around the kids. And I was just like, I'm gonna be honest with y'all. I'm just doing this as a side gig, so I could just. Right. I was like, I do stuff on nights and weekends primarily, and I just need something that can help me make a little money during the week. It's pragmatic. I told him, I was like, this is a disclaimer. I'm just being pragmatic. I was like, this is just a side gig. Like, this is just my side hustle. Like, and then I have to figure out a side hustle during the summer, which I probably will by this time next year. So, wink, wink, nudge, nudge. What's that?
You can go replace that mean guy at Coulter Gardens.
I guess. I haven't been at Coulter Gardens. Man, okay, all right. That was many moons ago. That's part of Tyler lore, and we could talk some Tyler lore if you like.
Tyler lore is always good.
Yeah, Tyler lore. Yeah. Whatever doesn't give
but
me.
We can save that for later if you want.
Whatever doesn't give me PTSD, I suppose. But.
That's true.
Then I'm like, and then I start hearing like, start acting like the principal from Beavis and Butthead. Beavis, Butthead, you're expelled.
There you go.
Yeah. So like, I mean, it goes off without a hitch. Like, I mean, it was really funny because the lady next to me, she kind of, like there was like one of the, like, I think it was like an assistant principal or something like that. He was doing the little teaching seminar, and they're like, well, explain like 4 things, or like have 4 words to describe yourself or describe your teaching. And she just blurts out patience. Like during the like right afterwards, he's like, well, wait a second, we're just gonna go around your table and we'll say those words. And the ladies at the table didn't even allow me to put a word in because they knew I was just like, I'm just here for the check. But it's fine. I mean, do I have any words to describe like my teaching style or who I am or what your ideal classroom would be, it's like, no, not really, because I mean, I think even the gentleman that was presiding over it, he was even saying, like, he was like, you don't want to demand too much respect, or you don't want to be too fun, or you don't want to be, you don't want to be. It's like moderation. It's like drinking. Like, like you don't want to drink too much because then you're going to be a problem for everybody else.
When you're teaching, you want to drink as much as you can. Let me tell you that.
Especially with kids these days. No, I mean, I've just learned, just don't be intimidated by the kids. Like, you just you follow the golden rule. There's some kids that'll test your patience, but you just show them that, hey, I'm not to be messed with. It's like, I talk to your teacher, and I will talk to your teacher. And I was like, let me give you a peek behind the curtain. I was like, if you're acting up, I will write notes, and you will know about it. Even if your parents stick up for you, that don't mean nothing. Like, especially if, like, your teacher is complaining about you, and then the sub is like, well, wait a second, like, yeah, it's like, and then confirms that, like, okay, it's not so much the school, it's the problem, it's the
right,
it's the kid or it's the parent. So but no, like, I mean, most like, I don't know, like, that's something I don't really dive into too much. But did cover a game later on that night. That was a good game. It was a good game for like the first half, and then I had to wake up, like, I think, like, I went because I usually don't fall asleep until like 1 or 2. Just because, like, when you get done, like, when you get home, like, at like 11:30 or something like that, dude, you're wired. So I was like, I was working on photos until maybe about 1 in the morning or something. And then I was like, okay, all right, time to go to bed. And then I had to wake up like at 8 the next morning. I mean, it doesn't sound bad, but it's like, well, still, it's like, you don't wind down until maybe about 2 or 3. And then it's only like maybe 5 hours of sleep or whatever. And then you're going in, like, you're taking pictures of volleyball, which I don't mind. And then, like, right after I sent all that stuff in, and then I tried to turn around and write the game story. Once I got the game story all out, because I did all the interviews and everything, it was a piece of cake, and everybody was wonderful. And then once I got that done, I was like, I am out. So like at noon, I was like, I basically died for like 5 hours.
Nothing wrong with that.
No, nothing wrong with that, except I was up until 4, but that's okay. That's happened.
Are you going to have to maintain that same schedule when you're substituting?
No, not so much. So, like, the plan would be is like Monday through Thursday, and then just have Friday, like, and then I would use Friday as, like, kind of a lawn day or whatever. 4 out of the 5 days doesn't sound too bad.
Get caught up, get sleep, stuff like that. Yeah. I tell you what, when I went to college to be a teacher, and well, if I could redo it, I would. No, first of all, you have to have a degree in the state of Texas to be a licensed teacher.
Mm-hmm.
So that part wasn't hard. What gets interesting is that you spend a lot of time learning something pedagogy, and it's the psychology behind teaching. And so the state thinks you have to pass this PPR test. And basically, how you go in and you answer an English question or you answer a science question, there's an answer that goes to that question. The PPR is a lot different. It mentions a scenario, and then it's got 4 possible answers that go to that question. But you're not looking for the correct answer. You're looking for the answer that best represents the one of 12 ideas in teaching. And so if you don't know those different pedagogies, you're in trouble. And it's not going to be easy to pass that test. So luckily I passed it the first time. Other people take it multiple times to try to pass this thing, and some still can't. Then once you get through that hurdle, you got to turn around and go take your content test. So mine was in the area of math, 4th through 8th grade, which probably takes you up to about high school level or a little bit above. And I love math, so I was able to pass that with no problem. So here I am, a licensed teacher. Well, then I go into my observation class, which was 30 hours of teaching. No, that's not true. I was doing the one after that, student teaching.
Sure.
Let me tell you. So I'm sitting down in this class, and I'm nervous enough because I have never stepped in a classroom before, except to be there for about 20 hours and deal with fifth graders. They were great. Mm-hmm. Well, here I am in a seventh grade class. It's only been 2 years since I've seen the grade of the kids I was teaching, not the same kids. And let me tell you something. These little humans, and I'm saying humans nicely.
politely,
they've all gained an attitude. They've all gained a whole bunch of wrong. And anybody who's a parent knows this. As soon as your kids hit puberty, it's over. Yeah. They become a completely different person. And so here I am teaching for 3-4 months in this class 4 times a day. Well, it's supposed to be 4 times a day. The first thing she had me do was teach the regular classes 3 times, and then she taught the advanced kids. Well, at a certain point, they had me stop teaching the non-advanced kids and teach the advanced kids class. So this is over a period of a few months. And I've got this jerk of a guy who's watching me teach. He's supposed to be my evaluator. Mm-hmm. Well, he's leading me to believe that, every time he comes in, I'm starting from the bottom rung of his judgment. And so that's making me sick because I'm not getting this right. I'm messing up. And finally he says, well, I'll come back a 4th time. So here I am, nervous again. And he comes in there and I screw up the lecture because I've got this pressure in my head about him and his crap. He takes me into a different office and he sits down and he goes, well, I guess I should have told you that you can't do any worse than what you had previously done. Basically, you're being judged from this rung up, not the bottom rung all the way up again. Oh. And I'm looking at him and I'm going, you think? That would have taken a lot of the stress off. But no, you didn't tell me that, did you? Nobody told me that. Mm-hmm. And being in my 30s, regardless, I'm an adult. I'm like, you don't have to play these games with me like I'm some stupid teenager. So luckily I passed. They said that I improved. Good. I guess you can't do much worse than horrible, but they said I improved. And so they let me graduate with a teaching degree and a certification. And then I said, you know what? I'm going to retire. And that's exactly what I did. I'm like, there's no way I'm putting up with these kids. I've already got I think I've said this on the stream before. I've got one of you. I don't need 100 of you 4 times a day. It's not happening.
Yeah. Anywho, Rick said, I'm so happy my kid didn't choose sports. Some of these sports parents out there, I go to jail, like the soccer moms and the bleacher daddies. I sympathize. I've dealt with plenty of those when I was I wasn't even like a teacher or a coach. Like as a reporter, like it blows my mind when like people are like, oh, you didn't put my kid in the paper. So like when I worked at the small papers, I made sure to include every single kid in there so no parent gets mad at me because I left their kid out. I always tried to get every single kid. Like, I was like, okay, like if I didn't get your kid, it's because your kid wasn't there. But a lot more, yeah. Oh, that's pretty awesome. Yeah. Oh, yeah. Like Rick, I remember that. So Rick's brother-in-law, he won AISD Secondary Teacher of the Year not too long ago. So that's pretty cool. He also like wrote, I think he wrote a book, I think. Rick will have to like kind of correct me on that one, but no, like that's cool, man. That's awesome. Like that's what I want to do, but I'll probably
the type of kids I don't want in my class by ...
Yeah. 5 things to avoid if you're a teacher, or like, 5 tips of surviving in a classroom of angry 7th graders, but
so you literally would force, okay, can you see that in the NFL, the baseball league, the National Hockey League, somebody coming up to you and say, well, you didn't write about every single player ...
No.
I would have told that parent, I said, well, if your kid's not doing something that needs to be talked about in the paper, then I'm not obligated to mention them.
Sure.
Not being mean, saying that your kid's not good enough, but seriously, you've got somebody who's sitting there scoring every goal during the game. Why wouldn't you write about him?
Right.
And then you got this one over here who assisted him. So yeah, we're going to write about him. And this one did a wonderful job saving the goal. Why am I going to write about somebody who's just showing up and going through the motions?
Yeah. So like high school sports are kind of a different animal. And that's just dealing with it for so long. It depends on the size of your publication too. So if you're like the little local weekly newspaper, yes, that's where the parents go and find like, every little Johnny and Susie and Mary, like, oh, hey, they got involved or whatever. Even if they didn't do very well, you do your best to make them sound okay. And then once you say you get into like a larger publication, like let's say, like
Amarillo, for instance.
Yeah. For like the Globe News or Press Pass Sports, for instance, we can't name every single kid. We'll try to name as many kids as we can, but we're so constrained on time and space. Maybe not so much space when you're online or you have a digital platform, but
right.
I mean, not everybody's gonna blow people's minds. Like if you rush, like, let's say in football you rush the ball 5 times, but you only got 3 yards. Well, yeah. I'm gonna save you the embarrassment. Right. the colleges, like it's that pressure's not there so much, and even less so with the pros. So like, it's really just the high school sports where the parents get a little crazy or the grandparents get a little crazy. I've dealt with some crazy grandparents too. So like when I deal with like those people, like if they sound unreasonable, I just ignore them flat out. If right. they do have like a grain, like a morsel of truth to them, I will take it, and I will be like, hey, this is what I'll do. Eric Dennis wrote a series of children's books and one half of a writing team that's produced 2 fantasy novels with a 3rd currently in production. That's cool. That's awesome. I can barely get my science fiction epic off the ground. It's been swimming in the noggin for like the last 20 years, but I'll eventually get it done. I set a deadline. I was like, I need to get it done by this date.
Right.
Yeah. But yeah.
Rick, there you are.
Yep.
Okay. That way I can participate too.
There you
Probably
go.
Not, but
it's not just me reading chat.
Right. What did you guys come online today to do? We came on to have a conversation, a very good one. Thank you.
Yeah. Every Sunday, 2 p.m. Central Time.
Listen to us talk about our week and us bitch and, whatever else we can think of to talk about.
Yeah. So fun little announcement. So we do have a guest lined up for the September 14th show. Yeah. We'll do that announcement here pretty soon, but we do have a guest. We're always on the lookout for guests. So if you're interested in popping on, if you know somebody that you want on the podcast, just drop us a line. Actually, you can message the Facebook page below, which I provided in the screen, www.facebook.com/unfilteredpod25, because I couldn't say podcast because it was too long. So that's why I had to say unfiltered pod. And I know some people get mad because they're like, why are you calling this a pod instead of a podcast? Well, this is the reason why.
Because we're the pod people. That's why.
Yeah, we're the pod people. But yeah. And other than that, like it's we got some things planned. We wanted to bring on this guest before Squared Circle Pro's next show, which is Birthiversary, which is Saturday, September 20th at Jake's Back Room in Lubbock. We'd like to see a lot of people there. I gotta get a few more pieces squared away before I make any more announcements. But other than that, yeah, I mean they shouldn't take very long. It's actually more or less me dropping Rick a line and being like, hey, can we do this real quick? And I'm sure it's like, as long, I mean, it's not even like going to be part of the show. It's more like, oh, hey, we just need a table so we can hand out pens and business cards, which I don't think Rick will have any sort of issue with whatsoever. I don't. There we go. Sorry, there's one of the announcements right there. A failed announcement.
No, it was a good announcement. I was just waiting for something to pop up, and I haven't seen it yet. I'm like, crickets.
Nah. It'll be okay. And if I got in trouble, Rick would just pull me off to the side after the show. So
he's like, I'll give you a discounted ticket. No, I'm kidding. Nah, I don't know.
Well, no. I think, to be honest with you, $10 is a really great price to have, basically 3 hours of entertainment. Interactive definitely. Entertainment at that. I mean, that's what I love about professional wrestling. Everybody can say what they will about pro wrestling, but it's interactive. There it is. It's interactive. It's entertainment. It's bang for your buck. You can. I mean, yep. Okay, we can have a table for sure. Yay! All right.
Thanks, Rick.
Thank you, Rick. We appreciate you, man. We appreciate it. Now it's just trying to wrangle Sweeze into just showing up to a show with us, but
hey, sit there and go, yeah. Hey, Rick, stick our graphic in the bottom corner of your promo video.
Well, no. Well, I mean, we'd have to pay money.
I'm kidding. I'm joking.
Yeah. That'll come out of Ed's coffers.
I'm joking. Yeah. Okay.
Yeah, but no,
I'm ornery.
It's all good, man. And you can find. I mean, it'll if you can't make it to the show, I do want people to make it to the show because one, even if you live in Amarillo, like Lubbock's within 2 hours, and Jake's is actually like a 50-minute like an hour 50 minutes. I timed it, so it's easily within it's an easy drive. Not a ton of traffic on your way there, unless there's a Texas Tech game, unless the Red Raiders may be home, but if you can't make it, TJ Mundell, you can find him on YouTube, and he broadcasts the shows for free, which is technically like an iPay-per-view, but really it's just a live stream. But
I want to say real quick, thank you, Rick. We appreciate you helping us get promoted. Thank you for saying that we can be there and do that. Appreciate it.
It also helps that we help promote Squared Circle Pro too. So we love Squared Circle Pro. I love Squared Circle Pro.
I was going to say I.
and I like Lubbock Wrestling 101. Heck yeah! Shout out Lubbock Wrestling 101. And that's going to get the top of Texas trolls to come out, but.
Plenty of those where we live.
Well, I mean, okay, so like funny story with that. So when I was I think I was the co-editor of like the college newspaper. We did a story on Nightmare Pro, and Nightmare Pro was out of the rec room on the east side of Amarillo, at the east side, like the extreme east side of the boulevard. Like there was a venue called the Rec Room, and that's where we had. That's where Nightmare Pro had the majority of their shows. Right. And man, I have fond memories of that place because I had a Vietnamese restaurant in the front, and the Vietnamese restaurant always had great food. Like that's what I remember the most out of it. But I had no problem. Just want to, absolutely, Rick. Absolutely, Rick. I appreciate you, man. Yeah. So, but yeah, like, where was I going with this? So it had a Vietnamese restaurant in the front, which was super nice. They had good food. Jacob Helker, who I mean, he wrote a story about it, And actually, like, we wrote about it. We had a really cool he had a really cool story on Nightmare Pro, and really cool picture of Lilith Blood, with like the smoke in the background. You know how smoky like some of these bars or these back rooms can get. It was a really cool shot. And we put that out, and I was like, man, I'm so proud of Jacob. Like, he did an amazing job. And I remember like some trolls came on saying like, oh, well, Top of Texas is so much better. And I mean, like, okay, all right. Is it really? Like, and then it just like, it was like sock puppet accounts that started popping up. And I was like, how petty can these people get when we advertise like, you know, I mean, we didn't like, we kind of promoted the product, but also we didn't put down the other product. They just kind of took it as an insult and started running down Nightmare Pro, which I didn't really appreciate too much. So what I did is I wrote a column, and I was like, hey, you know, if they keep up this sort of attitude, Amarillo, the independent wrestling scene in Amarillo, will be a smoldering crater. And lo and behold, it sure did. Like, I mean, not to like really talk down about any independent wrestling in Amarillo. That's not my prerogative. It's just, if you're going to have that sort of attitude, there's going to be no local place or hardly any place. Because at one point, you know, Amarillo had 3 promotions running all at the same time, which was like, you know, WWA, which Rick and I talked about extensively a few episodes ago. Be sure to check that out, by the way. Top of Texas, which was PWF at the time. NWA Southwest, PWF. And there was Renegade Outlaw Wrestling, which was ran by Chris Romero, R.I.P. Gooch Bro. But yeah, like, I mean, it was healthy. I mean, you had the Warehouse, you had the WrestlePlex, and you had the Nat. And the Nat was a really kind of a fun place to see a wrestling show, but I digress. I'm getting way into a tangent. But yeah, that's it was
come back.
Yeah, come on back. But you know, just want to thank Rick again, and also we really want to promote Squared Circle Pro birthiversary. Again, it is on Saturday, September 20th. Jake's Backroom, Lubbock. Only $10 to have a great time. So we'd love to see y'all there. Anywho, all right.
So what else has been going on? I don't know. We had a long week, I guess.
Yeah. So Ed, have you know about the Casey's gas station chain, right?
I do.
Okay. All right. What is your experience with Casey's? Because ours could be completely different.
So the first time I ever saw a Casey's was probably in Illinois when I was a little boy. Mm-hmm. And, you know, you go across the Mississippi River into Illinois from St. Louis, and there you are, backwoods country. And so going in there, I guess it just seems like they're like, oh, here, we got all this white shelving, because that's what these ones had. The red roof, the classic red roof, mm-hmm. and just minimal, not even full shelves of, like, here's a spot and here's some donuts, and here's a spot and here's some chips. And so my experience is that they're got all this space, but they don't utilize it. So even as a little kid, I'm like, why is this place so empty? Because I've been to other gas stations and they're filled to the brim. So I don't know if that's part of the charm or if they just don't really know what they're doing.
Okay.
It seems like not much has changed, but that's my experience with them.
Dang. Okay. my memories of Casey's are a little more rosy. So Casey's, we had a Casey's in our hometown, and it was really the only thing other than like the small community grocery store that the town had. So like for the longest time, like we would order pizza from. Okay, all right. Let me backtrack a little bit. So there was the small community grocery store. There was like the local bar and grill. and there was the local bar and grill, and then there was Casey's. And Casey's was where you like if like in the morning you go get donuts, and at night you order a pizza. A lot of Friday nights where Dad would be like, "Hey, let's go get a pizza. What do you want for your pizza?" And Casey's Pizza. I mean, Iowa's known as like kind of the gas station pizza state, and Casey's is known for their pizza, more so than their other convenience store items. Now they're starting to branch out into like their own branded chips, their own type of sweets, like gummy worms, gummy bears. They even have their own line of sodas, which are actually they're actually pretty good. They're not good for your health, but they taste good. But like I like Casey's. It really depends on where you're at as far as like the quality of pizza that you get from Casey's. But most of the Casey's I've been to, they have always had good pizzas. But where this kind of segues into is that CEFCO, the CEFCO actually off of the Canyon E-Way will become a Casey's next year.
Converting?
Yeah, they're converting over to a Casey's. And the announcement was made last Tuesday or whatever. I mean, I'm just kind of flying by the seat of my pants on this. I don't even have notes in front of me for this. It got filed over with like the Department of Licensing and regulation, stuff like that. But I want people to kind of experience the Casey's pizza, because the Casey's pizza is not as bad as you think. And the cool thing with a CEFCO as well, and there's a lot of unknowns because there's a lot of CEFCOs around, and sometimes they have Sonics attached to them or whatever. Like they're not sure what's going to happen with the Sonic next door. That's it. Like that's part of the gas station or convenience store, but no, like don't pass up the pizza. And then I think another thing is they will keep the chicken tenders and they will keep the tacos. So a lot of elements from CEFCO will remain. It's just underneath Casey's branding. And as far as other locations, assuming the Casey's brand, that's still unknown at this time. So.
Right.
But yeah. I mean, it's crazy now. I mean, Amarillo used to be like a toot and totem and Packineau town. Now it's
Circle K,
Quick Trip, and Buc-ee's.
Buc-ee's, yeah, we got one of those.
Yeah.
But we got a Pilot, and we've also got a Flying J's, and then
two
Break Time.
And Loves.
Break Time at they're on Coulter. They bought one of the CEFCOs and converted it to a Break Time, whatever that is. Okay. I've never been in it.
I mean, I think there's like a Garrison's as well too, I think, but yeah. But anywho, yeah, like it went from being like a 2 gas station town to, oh my gosh, like there's Circle K and there's Quick Trip, and I like Circle K because like it's $1.07 drink, and I'm right now I'm a broke boy, so it's like I want my $1.07 44-ounce drink, please.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
Is that summer pricing or is that all the year round?
I don't know. I don't know yet. We're bound to find out.
Summer's usually when all the gas. Well, I say all. Some of the gas stations lower their prices.
Yeah. Oh yeah. That makes sense.
Yeah. They're like, we'll sell more drinks. It's hot out.
I mean, it's actually cheaper to have the syrup and then put it through the soda fountain than it is to actually produce bottles of soda pop. So
right. I think one of those syrup boxes costs around $120.
Yeah. It's far more cheaper to produce syrup than it is to bottle said syrup with carbonated water into a bottle and then ship it to a store. I don't know.
Yeah. For some reason,
there's a science behind it.
Going up. Who knows?
There's a science behind it. I mean, I think I think like once you go further north, then you run into like people that prefer bottled soda versus like getting like a drink like at a soda fountain or whatever.
Right.
But man, that's one thing they need to really bring back is the old soda fountains, old malt shops. Like the kids off Scooby Doo. Like whenever they get done finishing up like a mystery, they'll be like, oh well, let's go to the malt shop, and they go dance to the jukebox, and then like Shaggy and Scooby have like these sandwiches like that are like, well, I mean they're way bigger than what I can show on the screen, but. And
they're about 4 feet, 5 feet tall.
Those sandwiches are probably only like $2.
I was always laughing because you're talking about this sandwich that's stacked up, 13 levels, and then they managed to slam it down into a little edible thing and share it between the two. And I'm like, you got to be kidding me.
Oh.
I was amazed as a child. I'm like, is that real? So I'd sit there and smash my sandwiches. I'm going, this is no bigger than what I see on TV.
Yeah, it's very exaggerated.
Yeah. But we're kids. We don't know. We just think it's amazing and magic. Who knows?
Yeah, yeah. But it is what it is. I mean, I don't know.
So I want to ask you about your hat. I know we talked about Wayne's World and, Garth and Wayne, and, here you are with a Rush's World. Who's Rush?
Okay, so the Rapid City Rush, they did a promotion, like a Wayne's World promotion. And they were giving away free hats. So I snagged a Rush's World hat. So shout out to the Rapid City Rush. They got a new coach earlier this year, and they brought back their captain's coming back, and they brought out got some familiar faces and some new faces. I'm kind of excited to see what the Rapid City Rush do, but yeah, I covered them. I covered them last year, and they were really fun. Only pro hockey team in South Dakota.
Right. Anybody out there going,
we're not worthy. We're not worthy.
Scooby-Doo ending.
Scooby-Doo.
God, that scene from the movie where Cassandra, and I forget her real name at the moment. Tia Carrera, getting to kiss her. I was like, oh. There's a video game. It was called The Daedalus Encounter, and it was kind of ahead of its time in the early, or actually the late 90s. And so Tia Carrera and another actor are on this video game with video scenes acting their parts when you progress through the story. And they had her in this, basically like this salvager's outfit with tight black pants, I want to say more like a tank top, and then whatever little gear she had on her, like kind of like Sigourney Weaver did in Aliens, that at the end where she had this thing on her, it made it look like she was carrying utilities. And I'm just like, oh, you're so pretty. And now even that I'm older and she's older, I'm still like, oh, you're so pretty. So I've always adored her.
Speaking of cinematics and video games, like I just remember the Command and Conquer series, like where like they would have like Tim Curry as like the evil, like he wasn't evil, he was just the Soviet leader. And then they had Tiffany, like they do little cut scenes during like your little gameplay, and like Tiffany, who is like played by this, she was an attractive blonde woman, just doing a whole bunch of stuff. And but God forbid if you killed Tiffany, though, like people get pissed. But
yeah, the whole game would go nuts.
Yeah, I think your name was Tiffany. I don't know. I mean, it was one of those white blonde girl names, but
right. That's not stereotypical at all.
I mean, it's either like Tiffany, Brittany, or like a Terry Lynn, or like a Brandy Lynn, right. Or sometimes you get a Michelle. Yeah. Now I'm just I'm going off on a tangent, but.
Oh man, Tanya.
I thought it was Tiffany.
Infiltrates a nuclear reactor deep within the Soviet territory and sets it to overload. Yeah, it's Tanya. Yeah. Tanya. So something a little bit more heroic and womanly rather than something cute and Tiffany.
I don't know. You could still have a badass Tiffany somewhere in there.
Well, Tifa. Why not Tifa? She was cute and badass.
Yeah, but like you've seen the modern interpretation of her though, like where it's more like Aerith is more of like the straightforward girl, like she's the more gutsy girl, where like it's kind of I can't English today. It's something like a subversion because like Aerith is kind of like she's dresses girly, but she acts tomboyish, while Tifa is more of she dresses like a tomboy, but she's more girlish. It's kind of a cool
I can see
subversion.
that. Yeah.
Yeah. But Cloud is still awkward nonetheless. So awkward's
Meanwhile, he can ride a bike like a badass and kill all the people on the highway. It's amazing.
Yeah, was that? I think that was from Advent Children, wasn't it?
The scene I'm talking about.
Yeah.
Final Fantasy VII, right after you were in the corporate building. I think.
Okay. So there's that, but there was also like the bike scene in Advent Children, which was like the sequel, the sequel movie to the game. The sequel movie.
Speaking of the movies, I loved Final Fantasy: The Spirits Within. That was just a really well done story, and it was beautiful. Have you seen that?
Too bad audiences didn't agree with you on that, but
I'm not worried about what audiences.
Yeah, but so like my dad actually took me to that movie, and we thought it was good. It had a good story to it, but like I think it subverted a lot of people's like expectations of Final Fantasy. When usually Final Fantasy, like in its own right, is usually its own self-contained story. We'll say for nowadays where you got to continue the Final Fantasy 7 story, or you got to continue the Final Fantasy 10 story because it has all these iconic characters. When every single Final Fantasy story like had its own set of characters, like its own world, there's traces of other worlds. Like there was always going to be a Cid in every game, but like every game was almost like a blank slate.
So how does this movie not compare to that? It was its own contained story, though, wasn't it?
Advent Children? Well, it was.
But... Oh no, I thought we were talking about Spirits Within.
Oh, Spirits Within was its own self-contained story.
But people didn't like it. You said,
but people didn't like it. Like it bombed pretty bad in the box office when it came out. And it's I don't even know if it's like really like a cult classic anymore. I mean, I know some movies that bomb and they become cult classics, or they don't do so hot, like they don't do as well, like in the box office, because people don't know what to think of them. And then years later, then they're like, oh, well, we appreciate this now. Like for example, weird. Like Mars Attacks. Like I can go on about Mars Attacks.
Right. But I mean, it's weird. We sit there and we make these comparisons about how popular a movie is based on how much money it made. And let's be honest, some people, for whatever reason, around times, they'll sit there, like you're talking about cult classics. They may not be going out to the theaters to see the movie, but they're sure as hell going to buy up the VHS and the DVDs that come out years later. And for those of you that don't know what a VHS is, it's an oversized cassette tape. But it just, I can't see that some of these movies that actually made it to production in stores must have done that horrible. There have been movies that were released in theaters, did bad, and then they never even made the DVD. Mm-hmm. So there's that. It's just where was I going with this? I think my point is that when you have a movie and it's at least made to a theater and some people went and enjoyed it and then they went and bought the movie afterwards, I think that's what makes it good. It makes because people are appreciated enough to make sure to keep that memory with them. But I guess the corporate world sees it differently. Well, this movie only made $2 million. Let's scrap it. I don't know.
Well, think about it like this. So, like, Super Mario Brothers, the '93 edition. Like trouble production, like, like really, really completely different perspective on the Super Mario Brothers franchise itself. And by '93. by 1993, Nintendo figured out where they wanted to go with Super Mario Brothers, and that was just like back in the day where they just kind of handed off the rights and said, "Hey, go ahead and make your own film," and then the script writers put together their own vision, which I thought was amazing. I thought it was cool. It was it was darker, as a little edgier.
Dark story.
Yeah, but it wasn't bad. It wasn't like kids couldn't watch it. And there was nothing really that would gross you out, or any extensive gore or something. Like I said,
worst part was the T-Rex. Yeah.
Yeah, the T-Rex popping out, and and then the T-Rex did away pretty fast. But it was like that, or Mars Attacks. Tim Burton was just so the really cool story of the Mars Attacks was originally it was going to be Dinosaurs Attack, which was also based on the card game made by Topps back. I think they were making it back in the 80s, and it was it was kind of gory like Mars Attacks, but it was gorier because they had dinosaurs coming through in a classroom and starting eating kids or teachers, and they had the president getting slaughtered by pterodactyls and shit, which is what Jurassic Park should have been, or Jurassic World should have been, but yeah, so Tim Burton was going to come out with a Dinosaurs Attack, but it was right around the same time Jurassic Park came out, so he
changed gears, huh?
And what was even crazier was that was the same year where Independence Day came out, and yeah, so I think today Independence Day is still a guilty pleasure for a lot of people, but I think Mars Attacks holds up. The CGI holds up just as good.
Oh yeah,
during 90s, when I was a kid, man, the Martians gave me nightmares, man. About
the comedy alone.
Yeah, getting fried by their death rays or whatever, or or having to hide from the Martians, and then they find you, kind of like the boogeyman. But as time gone on, I'm it's a dark comedy. Dude, it's supposed to be funny. It's supposed to satire. It's supposed to be basically a B movie on steroids. That's what Tim Burton was going for. And Jack Nicholson had 3 different roles, and they had they had so many actors in that movie, which was really
all-star cast.
All-star cast, and the cool thing is most of the people died.
Yeah.
So Michael J. Fox, Pierce Brosnan, all those guys, they all Jack Black,
Danny DeVito didn't die.
Young Black, Jack Black. Natalie Portman was in that movie. When you look back, it's everybody's saved for the protagonist, which was this teenage kid. Everybody goes on,
and his grandma.
Yeah, and the grandma. Everybody goes on to have these huge. They're either established stars or they go on to become stars in their own right.
Right.
So I think what was it? Glenn Close was in that movie. And it was before the live action 101 Dalmatians came out, where she was Cruella de Vil. But it was whole.
So real quick, I wanted to. I guess I need to pull you back to the Super Mario Brothers movie.
Sure.
Colton money in box office. You were going somewhere with that.
Yeah. So I think it scared Nintendo. It scared Nintendo, and I don't think the box office was okay, but it wasn't great. They did do the sequel Hook, which I wouldn't have done, but it is what it is. You never know, but I thought it was a good movie. The problem was they didn't play the Super Mario Brothers theme at all. It was. But I love
even the rap.
Even the rap, even the goofy ass rap for the Super Mario Brothers Super Show, where everything needed to have a sound effect. You ever notice that?
Yeah.
Yes. Everything had and then they had a weird, and I know I'm going off on a weird a weird tangent again because you're make me think of the Super Show. There was an Indiana Jones character, he had no face.
Right.
That's like fucking nightmare fuel, dude. Like, I mean,
isn't it? You know, my favorite part of the movie was the whole thing where the king was all over this land in the Super Mario
yeah,
Brothers
he was the
movie.
fungus.
The fungus, yeah, he was everywhere. And because here Koopa thinks that he defeated him and isolated him in jail, when the king's like, "Nah, I've managed to get everywhere around this." So
Because he's
who's
just a
really the
fun
prisoner?
guy, Ed. He's a fun guy.
Fun guy.
He's a
Oh, I
he's
see
a
what you did
fun
there.
guy.
Fun guy. Aren't you adorable? No,
Sure.
just good. But yeah, he managed. So it's almost like Koopa was a prisoner in his own world, which I guess we kind of got from some of the context. But now that I think about it, I'm going, no, yeah, here's the king still managing to rule over all, just not in a normal sense.
Yeah. Yep. I mean, there's a lot of there's a lot of undertones to that film, especially Koopa, well, now we know him as Bowser, but in the movie he was Koopa, and we always
King
knew
Koopa.
him as Koopa. Like when we were
Yep.
kids, like that's what like threw us
The
off
video
so
game.
bad when we were kids. Is like the official handbooks were like, this is Koopa, these are
Yeah.
Koopa Troopas, and now it's like Bowser, and then it's Koopas, so.
Which kind of just totally destroys the lore.
Nah, I mean, well, Nintendo knew what they wanted. Like, I remember, what was it? Like, I mean, Princess Peach was always Princess Peach, but like, the Americans
Daisy.
were like, but yeah, you're also Princess Toadstool. Like,
and then don't forget about Princess Daisy, because
yeah,
that's what they called her in the movie.
Right, and like they didn't even talk about Peach in the movie. It was Daisy.
Yeah, Daisy.
Yeah. I'm surprised like they didn't. Well, I mean, now like with the latest like Super Mario Brothers, like they have Donkey Kong inserted into the lore because Donkey Kong's a part of the world. They have Peach, they have Daisy, they have Rosalina. I mean, which will probably come with like further sequels, I think. But
right,
because they
even
can make
I
a franchise out of it.
Yeah, even I noticed in the 80s video games, especially in the first video game, Super Mario Brothers, they had Daisy in there with the red hair. So you're like, okay, that's Daisy. No problem. But then eventually she turns into a blonde, and then, oh, this is Peach. Like you said, it evolved, but out of what lore? It's almost like you woke up one day and here it was.
Yeah, kind of like the Berenstein Bears and the Berenstain Bears. That's a great Mandela effect. Okay, so
Right.
Here's my best example of a Mandela effect. Like, I remember it, but nobody else does. And this is a sports ball one, so stay with me. But I remember waking up one morning and watching Sports Center, and the Miami Dolphins were trying to trade for Barry Sanders. And Barry Sanders, like in the 90s, like was like the best running back in the NFL. The dude had moves. He could juke people out of their shoes. He he can run backwards, but then again he can run backwards and then he can turn it into a 75-yard score or whatever. I remember they were the Dolphins were trying to trade with the Detroit Lions to get Barry Sanders, and then like something happened to where the trade deal fell off, and because the Lions wouldn't trade off Barry Sanders, and then he ended up getting pissed because he was like, I'm stuck on this really sucky team. Because back in the 90s, like the Lions were okay, but they were not good. And then they were terrible for like 20 years, and now they've started to get really good again, which, hey, it's that's all well and good, but like they refused to trade Barry Sanders, so Barry Sanders like, okay, I'm just gonna retire. So but I don't remember seeing anything like that. I just remember like one report out of ESPN on a Sports Center, and I remember it, but nobody else does. And that's my personal Mandela effect.
Right.
Yeah.
Right. It's just. Sorry, I went a little too deep.
You're remembering. You're like remembering. Let's see. Like, I mean, the Mandela effect is like. To give some context to it, is like people remembered news coming out that Nelson Mandela, who was this guy that fought the apartheid in South Africa, that he died in jail. Like he was imprisoned, and then the news came out that he died. It turned out that he wasn't dead, and he ended up becoming president of South Africa, following apartheid. But people remember like seeing the news that Nelson Mandela died, so that's why they give it the Mandela effect. So like, what's a really popular Mandela effect thing? I mean, I'd have to look, but it's like something like
it's been from a speech. There's been speeches, where we incorrectly remember it.
Yeah. So it's like an event that we remember, but we misremember it.
Right.
Yeah.
Yeah, exactly.
Or it's like you remember it, but nobody else does. It's like, oh, there was some sort of glitch in the Matrix or something. But yeah, like it was.
Gotcha.
Yeah.
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 And so that's one that means something to you, I guess.
Yeah, it does. It's a weird one for me to remember, but yeah, like the most popular one is the Berenstein. Like people remember like the Berenstein Bears, like with an EN rather than Berenstain Bears with an AN.
Right. Yeah.
And people are like, "What the crap?" Like, it should be the Berenstein Bears, not the Berenstain Bears. And I was like, I kind of remember that too, but yeah.
Being younger, I think I mispronounced it, but as I got older, it got corrected.
Yeah.
So
the Sinbad genie movie Kazam is a big one. Yeah. So okay, so like another really good one with like with the Mandela effect is there was a movie. So like back in the 90s, like Shaquille O'Neal was a big thing. He's a big basketball player, legendary basketball player. He started being in some movies, like Steel being one of them. Like this is like one movie that nobody ever talks about is he was in Steel.
Right.
And then he was a genie in a movie called Kazam. Now what Rick's referring to is like there is another genie movie that starred Sinbad, and I think it was almost like the same name. It was either like Shazam or Kazam. And like, people remember that coming out. And people are like, well, I swear, like Sinbad was in a genie movie. But I remember Sinbad being in like Jingle All the Way with like Arnold Schwarzenegger. He was in several other movies. Like Sinbad was a big deal like back in the early to mid 90s. I always thought Sinbad was a good actor. Shazam. I think they would have ran into legal troubles because of like, the superhero Shazam or DC's version of Captain Marvel. But
right.
Yeah. We better not dive into comic books. We get Rick going. We need to bring.
I can keep up with that one.
We need to bring Rick back on and just talk comic books for like maybe about an hour and a half or something. But
yeah, comic characters. Those are always fun.
Yeah.
Then we can possibly drag in the Big Bang Theory. No, I don't know enough about that.
I never watched a ton of Big Bang Theory. I was like, okay, all right. It's like, here's the problem is you get like somebody like Sheldon, like, and yeah, because like Penny lives across the hallway from him, like Penny would never give Sheldon a time of day. Like, I'm just saying like that. I just know how those one, Sheldon would be too introverted, like, and like Penny would be like, yeah, I'm not spending time with this dork. But now, like, hey, like the nerd culture is cool, and everybody's gotta like be like all into something. I mean, there's no like, what I've always noticed kind of over the last few years is there's no singular zeitgeist of things anymore. Have you noticed that?
What's zeitgeist?
Okay, so zeitgeist is like kind of like, let's say mainstream or pop culture. And, back when we were kids, there were things that were cool that were things that were like in style, like, you know, maybe like a certain brand of clothing or a particular show like Seinfeld, or like in the 90s, like I remember like, you know, Seinfeld was kind of a big one. Seinfeld, Friends. There were particular types of clothes that you would wear. It was kind of a little more homogeneous than it is now. Like, it's so diverse because everybody has their own particular likes and interests. Like, I mean, you know, people are into video games, so they wear video game shirts and they're not afraid of, you know, getting picked on by anybody.
Right.
You know, like, you know, I always wore sports attire, and now I look like a suburban dad, but like, I mean, I remember, you know, if I wore like an Evangelion shirt, man, like people would be like, what the crap is that? And then Rick actually gives us the definition: the defining spirit or mood of a particular period of history as shown by the ideas and beliefs of the time. That's what a zeitgeist is.
Like the 70s.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah. Like there's a particular era. Yeah.
Again.
Yeah. It's like a particular era.
Still showing?
Yeah, you're kind of lagging a little bit.
We lost Tyler, and
I'm still here.
I'm not sure.
No drop frames. I saw that I blinked.
Tyler.
I'm still here. Did you lose me? Because you're still on.
Well, it says we're on the air, but when I look over at our podcast, he finally got back.
Yeah.
Tyler.
I'm still here. I'm here.
Tyler.
Hold on.
You had disappeared off the bottom of the screen, and then over here it was still ringing, and you didn't. So I don't know what happened.
Yeah, and you kind of got a little weird on the sound quality. Like I don't think I'm having very many issues. Hold on. Let me check.
Yeah.
Just when we started talking about some interesting stuff, I mean,
my end.
Just when we start talking about some interesting stuff, and then just like, yeah,
there's happened.
Yeah, ridiculous.
All right.
And Rick says that he's seen us both the entire time. Yeah.
You out of the bottom. Yeah.
I did nothing wrong, chat.
There you go again.
Nothing wrong.
Disappeared.
Hold on. I think that's on your end. Hold on. Let me look at the broadcast real quick. See Rick sees us both. Yeah. Yeah. Yep. See, like I'm not disappearing. Yep. I'm still broadcasting. Yeah. Huh. Okay. All right. Hold on. You're muted. There we go. I got you.
You're able to hear me though, Tyler. I'm hearing you at the moment in time across Video Ninja.
Oh.
So,
yeah, I see like some red bars, but that's okay. I did everything right. I was never wrong.
Tyler, if you can hear me, nod your head upwards.
I can hear you. Yep, I can hear you. Can you hear me? Okay. Do I need to fly solo for a little bit? Hold on. Well, I think Ed's having a few technical difficulties. That's okay. That's all right. Just when we were starting to talk about something good. I guess we can make fun of Darkside Phil. Do we want to make fun of Darkside Phil? Adam Carter, I see you in chat. Hold on. Yep. Ed doesn't hear me. I don't think he sees me either. Yep. Okay. I did everything right. Huh. Okay. All right. We're doing the old school smoke signals. But hey, Ed, try to like hop off and hop back on. We're broadcasting. We're both live on air. I think I have your volume on. I just don't hear you. If anything, yeah. See, like you got like 3 red bars. So let's see. Let's see what that means. Oh, okay. Hold on. Okay. Okay. Oh, there we go. Hold on.
So I'm the one that's out. It's still on air.
Yeah. Yeah. Your side's kind of. Yeah. Of course.
This is bullshit.
another grievance for the week. It just killed you. Hold on, I'm gonna look. Loss indicator video preview. Green is good, red is bad. Ooh, flame indicates CPU is overloaded. May not reflect the packet loss seen by scenes or other guests. So you have like 3 red bars. Usually you come out pretty good. I did not fail the mission. Do you want to get it figured out real quick, and I'll hold down the fort for you? I mean, we're almost at the 90 minute mark, so I can hear you a little bit better now. I'm so mad because we were starting to get like really things were starting to get really good. Oh, okay. Anywho. Oh, see, like I saw myself blink for a second, but okay. Try talking now.
Hearing me?
What am I supposed to do, guys? I don't know. What am I supposed to do? I did not fail the mission. I hear your keyboard. Do you hear me? No? Okay, hold on. Until Ed gets it figured out for a second, I'm going to jump solo.
So, unfortunately, I do on stream from the site, and I know they hear me talk. There's such now, it won't work.
Yeah. Yeah, you're really bugging out. Like it's not like I can't register. Yeah, I'm sorry. I can hear you type on the keyboard. I can hear you talk a little bit. So like I'm starting to blink a little bit. Okay, so it went to orange. Okay, Ed's gonna try again. I'm holding down the fort. So did Darkside Phil do anything dumb? See, I see myself blink. I don't have any drop frames. I'm doing okay. Early installment weirdness, like things happen. It's just always technical difficulties. Luckily, I just came up with a different screen. I'm like, oh hey, like I'll just fly solo for a second. Anywho, okay, so like let's go get. I'm gonna make fun of Darkside Phil because that's probably the best thing we can do, right? I see my good friend Adam Carter in the chat, and we did not fail the mission. We didn't do anything wrong. We did everything right. But is it just me, or do I like? Out of all the detractors, like Duty Streams is like the dumbest one. It like I keep on seeing him like act a fool on X, and it's so bad, dude. But anywho, Ed's trying to get back in. We'll give him a second. Yeah, man, it was just like all of a sudden, just his stuff started to act up. I don't hear any wind. I don't hear anything gust up. There we go. Hold on. Okay, I can hear you.
You're able to hear me now?
I can hear you, but I hear an echo of me.
All right. However, Rick got his to work, but yeah. Okay, so we won't do this, but yeah, just interesting. Okay, I'll get off of here. This on the phone.
Okay. Yeah, Duty is a dummy. I think what I've been catching a lot of, and I don't even watch like a lot of Snort Hogan or anything like that. I watch like a lot more like, see, like there we go. I blink again. I watch a lot of like WPIG, like I think it's Alt Insider or ALT Insider. I like watching him a little bit. But I do think like if Darkside Phil got off the internet tomorrow, like there would be like the ecosystem wouldn't know what to do, or because there's with Darkside Phil there's such an ecosystem that's built around him, and there's like the detractors, there's former fans that have turned against the product, my boy PWR World, shout out PWR World. I talked to him not too long ago. But yeah, like he was a former fan. Then he kind of saw that Phil was kind of like this jerk and like just this begging scammer. And, you just don't want to beg for money on the internet. You're just opening up a can of worms, and then you're turning around and you're spending it on like a gotcha game. So maybe I don't know. I'm kind of going on a Darkside Phil rant, but I was like, I think for the uninitiated, Darkside Phil is like one of those longtime internet personalities. As soon as Phil becomes self-aware, it's all over for him. Here's the problem though. Phil will never be aware. I think he understands that there's an ecosystem around him, like people hang on every word he says, but I wish he would have went to the point where he could have monetized the haters. And I mean, like when he had that big old stand down with Stuttering Craig, which I watched via WPIG, thank you, ALT. Craig was being as chill as he could, and Phil tried to grill him for 2 hours, and then hung it up, and then basically just kicked Craig off the stream. Which, I mean, say what you will about Stuttering Craig, say what you will about side scrollers, but I don't think Stuttering Craig's that bad. I don't know, that's so last year. And I know Darkside Phil's trying to pick a fight with Low Tier God. He's trying to pick a fight with so many other people, but dude, it's Phil just has to learn that, you can't take people's money and just spend it unwisely because it's their hard-earned money. And yeah, guys, we really need support today. We really need support. I need you guys to really get us over the goals. I don't know. I might have to resort to lunch meat sandwiches. It's come on, man. Don't do that to your audience. Don't guilt trip your audience or anything like that. Yeah, I have some hiccups, but I don't have any drop frames. I'm doing okay. Man, poor Ed. Like I said, we were just getting good. Yeah, we were just getting really good. Okay. Let's see. Download. Okay. I'm looking at that. So the streaming's down. Okay. I see. Interesting. Anywho, yeah, Ed's still he's still fighting the system. And he for a while he wasn't seeing me. And then I would see him, and then he just ran. That's what we get for talking about the Mandela effect, and that's what we get for talking about like a whole bunch of other stuff. But yeah, like okay, like I mean, there's Phil, and I mean, I went down the Cyrax like rabbit hole, and Cyrax is even worse. Like, but man, they took King Cobra way too soon. They took King Cobra way too soon, man. You know, and to all the people that were like, yeah, Fed said the Craig goes, I don't care if it was honest. It's oh my god, okay. Yeah, Phil just can't do himself any favors. But yeah, I don't know. But I went down that Cyrax rabbit hole. You know, like I keep up with the Keno Casino. You know, they talked about some things. I mean, and I think I got talking about King Cobra a little bit. You know, King Cobra, you know, I think he was, out of all the lol cows, like all the lol cows, he was the okay one. Like, he had his flaws. He was a weird cat. Like, you know, he drank too much. He smoked too much. But, you know, he always came off as a pretty cool guy. So I always liked King Cobra. Now Wings and Boogie, you know, I don't think too highly of them. You know, one of my favorite things is I was on a there we go. Ed's trying to get himself back on. There we go. Try talking now, Ed. I can't hear you. I see you. And I have you unmuted. It's all right. I'm gonna hold it down until I can hear you again, and then I'll get you back on. See, just in case this happens, like I was like, oh, I'll just do like kind of a solo screen, and y'all can just watch me yap for a while. And yeah, that does sound like I was a little. There we go.
Got it now?
Yep, we're good. I can hear you.
Jesus, I reset my computer. That's all I did. I have no idea.
Okay.
Huh. And I forgot to turn off the VPN, but I ain't touching that damn thing. We're fine.
Okay. All right. Well, wow. I held down the fort and I made fun of Darkside Phil. So, yeah, that's
your go-to, right?
If all else fails, you make fun of Darkside Phil. It's kind of like it's kind of like when like you're doing karaoke and the music stops, and then like you just
keep going.
You just either keep going or you stop, and you're like, the music's not playing anymore, and then you tell your worst dad joke, and then you just try to get through the set. So,
right.
Yeah, it also reminds me of like Ashley Simpson, where you know she was lip syncing to her music on Saturday Night Live, and then the music cuts out. And she just does this little square dance, and then she runs off stage. Or Napoleon Dynamite's another good one too.
That reminds me of the guys from Night at the Roxbury, because they were always doing the head knocking thing, and at one point they're doing it, then the music stops and they're still doing it.
Yeah. Oh yeah. Or one of my favorites is like, you know, like I think it's like the third act of like Napoleon Dynamite, and Napoleon's doing this dance. And then like the music cuts off, and then he just stops, and he looks down, and then he just like runs off stage. Like it was really. Oh man!
Well, I guess I'm done. Time to leave.
Yeah, I'm done. Time to go. Yeah, jeez. Yeah. Good old Napoleon Dynamite, dude.
I'm off screen and camera here, and I'm sitting there cussing up a storm. I'm like, we finally. This has felt so good with you the way this has gone today, and I'm like. Damn, here I'm going, hey, what the hell?
That's what I was saying. I was like, man, we were getting so good. Like, we were talking about the Mandela effect and everything, and like cult classics. And then it's like, all of a sudden, it's like, what happened? Like, I think people just wanted to silence us.
Right. It's the universe trying to talk. We're not going to let them, though. We are going to stay here. We're going to get even more fun than this, we're not going anywhere.
Yeah,
it's not happening.
Yeah. I was like, I'll just hold down the fort. Okay, everybody, let's make fun of Darkside Phil. Let's go.
I don't remember if this was our practice or if this was you and me on live stream, but we were talking. Then all of a sudden, we both stopped talking because we were like, "Well, what do we say next?" then we like, "Oh, let's talk about this."
Yeah, that happens sometimes. The biggest thing, and just to let people peek behind the curtain, is like whatever you do, try not to allow like any sort of dead air. So like that happened to me once. So like I was trying to be like a radio guy once upon a time. This was many moons ago. This is back probably when I was 18 or 19, and tried to do radio stuff. And I remember I had my test run, and the guy that was on there before me, he muted it, and I'm like, oh man, like I had this great stuff. I don't hear anything. I don't hear my voice talking back to me. And I'm freaking out. I'm like, what the crap, dude? What's going on? Like, it's like, I don't hear myself. Like, I was so ready for this. And then, like, the guy comes in and he presses a button. I'm like, okay. The rest of the show goes off without a hitch, but they don't put me on air because of the dead space. It was like basically 10 to 20 seconds of dead air. And right. I mean, and it killed me. Like that's why I don't have a radio career today. So just because of that one. I mean, and to think like, what if like I was not muted and I ended up being on the radio? Like it would have been really interesting. That would have been a very alternate. That'd be a very, very interesting alternative universe. But
could you go do it now?
I still could.
But you don't want. Did it ruin it for you, or is this something you could recover from?
Honestly, like I can, with as much experience and everything I have now, I can probably get back into radio and be fine.
Good.
But I don't know. I mean, you don't get paid very well on radio, unless you've been there for like 20 years or you have your own show.
You make more subbing? No, I'm just teasing.
Yeah, and you're only on for maybe like a couple, like maybe an hour or two, and that's it. But I don't know. Like radio's okay. I don't mind appearing as a guest, but I'm happy being here. I'm happy having the podcast and being able to have Rick and Adam on, and all of you guys who tune in or you watch the VOD afterwards and you like, comment, and subscribe, please. Even if you think I'm pretty, even if you think I'm ugly, please, please, please do. It's free. I won't ask for any money. I won't be like Darkside Phil. Start begging for money. See, guys, we really got to we got to really make these goals. Like we got to have like $150 so I can. Yeah, we got to hit the stream goal so I can like eat food in front of you guys and you guys will like it.
Are you going to wear a bikini?
I told a kid one time, he was like, hey man, like what would it take for you to do a sleep stream? And I was like, oh, I don't know. Give me about $1,000. I'll do a sleep stream.
Never sent it?
No, he never followed through, but I think he said it to be funny. I don't know. Like, I mean, if you guys pay me enough, I'll set up a hot tub in here and I'll do a hot tub stream. I'll be like all those thoughts on Twitch, man. All those crazy women's on Twitch, like that Amaranth and like, I don't know. There's some other ones that kind of, they just kind of have their goods all hanging out. And it's like, guys, like, come on now. Come on, let's have some dignity here. Let's have some decency. Make it make sense. But sex sells. Sex sells. If you look good enough in a bikini, I mean, my philosophy is if you got it, flaunt it. Why not? But, just try not to swindle like, horny 16-year-old kids out of whatever. So.
That's
keep those kids away from mommy's credit card.
Yeah, go get dads. We had this conversation last week, didn't we, where we talked about that. I don't, you know, we should always try to treat each other with respect. That's the golden rule.
Yep.
But at the same time, when you go somewhere on purpose for a certain reason and a certain type of dress, don't complain if people start talking to you a certain way, because you are literally inviting it. It's different from a girl to sit there and wear a knee-high skirt and wants to wear a crop top and go to a party and not get raped. That absolutely, she should be respected at all costs. She should have the right to dress that way. But when you go into an environment like a stream, knowing that that's what that's for, get real. You don't get to sit there and cry wolf. You are doing that on purpose.
Yeah, I mean, you know, if all else fails, if you really want to get the raunchy stuff, like, you just open up an OnlyFans. But you'll never see OnlyFans out of me, man. You'll never see one out of me. And then
I just
watch
the whole
2 years
thing
later, I'll
there.
get desperate and I'll be like, hey, I just opened up an OnlyFans, Ed. We should get.
Well, you're well on your way with wanting to do spa and
you mean the hot tub stream?
The hot tub stream. You're already there.
Nah,
all you gotta do is make it official.
We gotta, like, people got to give me money for that. That's the only time where I'm gonna beg for money.
I'm giving you pens and business cards.
Yeah. I mean, business cards are useful though. Like,
yeah.
Hot tub streams. I mean, like, I don't know. Like, the jury might be out on that.
Hey, I'm just saying. Like I said, you dress a certain way, you're going to get treated a certain way.
Yeah, so. I mean, I don't know, man. I don't know.
No, man, it's all good.
Yeah, I mean, I knew plenty of people that, like, they opened up like a gym and they're like, hey, I want some extra cash to make some ends meet. So they're like, we're gonna start up an OnlyFans. But
you can sell anything on that damn website, YouTube, even your used underwear.
Yeah.
Screw YouTube. No.
Hey, I don't want to be banned.
You will get banned.
No, I hope not. I hope not.
I mean, we're on here saying some colorful words, and we haven't been censored, or, huh?
I said, are we? Okay, this is unfiltered after all.
It is.
Yeah. So
while we're probably never going to get monetized, that's okay. At least, they're not going after you for that.
Yeah. I mean, eventually, like, I would love to see us monetize. So, like, we could start, divvying up revenue and all that wonderful stuff and put money back into the product.
But will we have to clean up our language? That's the thing. That's the thing Youtube has always done. If you cuss in your stream or you do something do something against the TOS, that part of the rules, the TOS, then they're sitting there going, well, you're demonetized. And you're like, oh, okay, well, big deal. But do we have to clean that up to get money? I don't know how that works.
Well, I mean, I think one thing with YouTube is, like, YouTube's kind of laxed on its stuff a little bit. So, like, the old rule used to be like, hey, don't curse within, like, the first, like, 2 minutes of your stream, or within the first 2 minutes of your video. We're now, like, I think you can get away with it a little bit now, but like, there's certain words that YouTube doesn't like. But I haven't gotten yelled at by YouTube yet. So,
well, good. Maybe. Well,
I think the only time where I've gotten yelled at by YouTube is, like, when I was streaming, and, like, I had, like, copyrighting music or something because I was playing a game.
Right.
Or I had a copyrighted character, and like, and then YouTube's like, yep, nope, like, we can't monetize this. I'm sorry.
That was interesting. I just saw Rick type something and then disappeared. I don't know if it's still there for you.
Oh,
something
no.
About goody or whatever.
A good year, like the tires.
Is that what he typed?
No, I don't know.
Oh, interesting. No, I was saying that, well, we got a long ways to go. I'm one of them, but we got 13 other subscribers. I don't know if you and Sweeze have subscribed, but
I have.
So we got at least 11 subscribers. That's not us.
Yeah. We're making progress. We're making progress. I mean, you got to remember, like I think we started all this like off the ground. I know I talked about it for like the last year, but we started really going on this the last month. So
month and a half, yeah.
Yeah, last month and a half or so. So it's.
Yeah, you came to me. You said, I need a talking partner. I said, well, okay, I'm there.
Yeah. Well, and then like because like I wasn't sure about Sweeze, like in days like today are perfect because like it's like okay, you and I can shoot the breeze for, about 2 hours while, Sweeze goes and
There he is.
Okay. So, okay. Okay, there's Sweeze. He's giving the old salute. Tell us about your road trip when you get back. Okay. Rick says one of the online going storylines on South Park this season is that Cartman doesn't know his place because woke is dying. Everyone is saying slurs and being terrible humans, and he isn't special anymore. That sounds like a lot of YouTubers I know. Like seriously. Okay. All right. Tyler's gonna go on a tangent real quick. So like, there is a VTuber that I used to follow. Her name is Kirsha, and she'll never see this. But like, she always feels like she gets attacked by journalists because she spouts like, right-wing rhetoric. And I don't care what political alignment anybody's on. I don't care if you think the sky is like red and the grass is blue. I mean, I could care less, like just stay in your lane. You have your own echo chambers, but like she was like, oh, I'm victimized because I got attacked by this left-wing journalist. And okay, whatever. So like, yeah. And she's on like side scrollers all the time, but I'm like, the more like I listen to her, I was like, okay, first of all, like what gets me is like people that say, oh, I hate journalists. And I'm like, but like what about the hardworking journalists that are out there, not just the ones on the gaming websites that are trying to pick fights with you? The guys and girls that are putting their feet on the ground and they're actually talking to real people rather than projecting their thoughts onto a video game, or they're being manipulated into writing about into writing video game reviews, whatever. And then one of these people turn around and they start attacking you. Like the best revenge I've learned in life is silence. If somebody's talking shit about me, I just, you know what? That's their problem. That's not mine. That's, it's whatever. Do I want to address it? If I get enough requests, sure. Why not? But it's like, oh, woe is me. I'm being attacked. I mean, my freedom of speech is being taken away. No, this person, unless they want to really be vindictive and they want to shut you down, you ain't getting shut down. Like, unless you're like shouting fire in a crowded theater, sure. But I mean, like, who cares? It's the fucking internet at the end of the day. And, everybody's entitled to their opinion, even though their opinion may suck. My opinion may suck. Yours at it might be a lot better than mine. So, but like, I mean, it's the same thing with Darkside Phil. Darkside Phil he can spew utter nonsense and it doesn't make any sense. Or you could be like Cyrax and you're like in a world of grand illusion where you think you're a rock star when you're just a lonely little goblin man in Akron, Ohio. Everybody's entitled to their opinion. Everybody's got a space, but some people like my biggest rule is like, hey, like as long as you're not like screaming fire in a crowded theater or you're messaging minors, okay, by all means, like spout your nonsense. I'm spouting nonsense right now. Like, the internet should always be an open forum for people to talk, and even for scrutiny as well. Like, Adam's got a really good story where he dealt with some trolls, and he said the wrong thing, and he no longer could make videos because of the trolls, and I get that. I remember you'll get a kick out of this, Ed. So like I did just a random live stream with Ray, and I brought up Ray to you before, haven't I?
Yeah, he's your Rob, right?
He's my Rob. So Ray is just sitting there, just kind of, like I have like it's just us two sitting there and talking, and it's us two sitting around talking. We're playing video games, and you get these people that come in, and they automatically presume that like we're gay or whatever, and I'm like, and Ray was starting to bite the rage bait, like. And I was like, Ray, just don't listen to them. They're just trying to get under your skin, just because you're basically like you have a shirt that's a little too short for like a little too small for your frame, and,
so,
and
maybe I should ask him if he wants to wear the bikini. But okay, sorry, moving on.
Please don't. Please don't. Well, and then also Ray would be like, hell no, dude. That'd be Ray's exact answer. Nice. But we love Ray on this channel. But anywho, any other items on the agenda? I think we're starting to get to that 2-hour threshold.
I don't want to toot our own horn, but I'm proud of us. We did a wonderful job these past 2 hours. We did a fantastic job
of overcoming the scuff, overcoming the technical difficulties. First it was me, and then it shifted over to you.
Yeah, it's a virus, right? No, but I mean, we're trying to find our footing, and we're trying to find our niche in this. And it's been some challenge, but I think this was just wonderful. It's been great.
Fantastic. Okay, all right.
What did Rick say?
The problem with people who champion their right to free speech and saying terrible things online is that they refuse to acknowledge everyone else's freedom to ignore or abandon them. That is exactly correct. Mostly, a lot of people will be like, "Oh, woe is yeah." And here's Adam's take. I mean, I might have, I think. Adam can correct me in a future episode, but yeah, I stopped doing YouTube 2 years after I said the wrong thing, and it was just because he was fighting trolls,
right?
And everybody will fight trolls at some point in their career. I stopped because I was not in the right place mentally during that time. Well said. And you gotta have like that mental armor. You gotta be like, hey, I can put this down and I can put it away. And then, yeah, if people are going to be like, if they're going to be jerks to you or whatever, you can either ignore them, or you could be like, hey, like I've gotten some criticism. And a lot of people don't really have those filters where they're like, hey, there's another person at the other end. It's just, somebody that I can really make fun of or flame on the internet. But like I said, my two rules:
bully or make fun of them and be trolls.
Yeah, and mental health is important. I agree. But like you're always going to go through that. There's I haven't met a person in life that's not had a critic, or if the people that I've met never had critics, like they don't know how to deal with it once they run across it. So yeah, but. Yeah.
Let's go back to one of my favorite, and I'm not religious by any shape or form, but there's a good scripture that applies to this. Let he who is without sin cast the first stone.
Yep.
And even the ones that want to be ugly are just as guilty of having something that wasn't right in their life or something that's not okay. And now they're deciding to project that onto somebody they don't even know. And that just tells you how ugly people can really be.
Yeah. I mean, people are cruel. Like, how like little kids can be cruel to each other. Like adults can be just as bad, if not worse.
Right.
And I see that all the time with like the locale community. I see that with the locale community where like there's some YouTubers that are absolutely brutal on some people. I mean, look no further than like how people treated King Cobra.
Yeah. I mean, you're right.
But like, there's some people that just need to get off the internet because one, they admit that they message minors. Please don't message minors. Leave them alone. Leave those kids alone. And just don't come off as a creep either. That always gets my goat. So I mean, I know like some people want to hold others accountable, but also at the same time, you got to kind of let the unpopular kids speak, and kind of, even if they say really stupid stuff, you just give them enough news to hang themselves on. And I've really, like, when it comes to a lot of things, I hold my tongue because it just causes more problems. So
yeah, the thing about it, I've had adults talk to me and they can say some pretty ugly, nasty stuff, and I'm one of those people that can take somebody who's a complete jerk and stranger and go, screw you. And it's going to bother me, but it's not like I'm going to dwell on it and be like, gee, how can I go get even with him? Now take that same kind of situation applied to when we were kids, like you were saying. I was riding the school bus one morning. I think I was in third grade, maybe.
Mm-hmm.
Well, I had who I thought was a friend, his little sister. She gets on the bus one day and she's deciding to join in with the other kids that are teasing me. And she looks at me dead in the eyes and she goes, "You want to know why you're so fat? It's because your mother crawled up your rear and died."
What?
Third grade.
Wow,
I was a
that's
third grader
brutal,
when
dude.
this happened.
That's brutal.
And of course, being a kid, I'm bursting into tears and upset and feeling upset. But, I was able to, it still hurts to this day to think that kids could be that ugly.
Yeah. Yep.
But it's funny because that was wrong and personal. But as I got older, I was able to block most of that out.
Uh-huh.
Not the incident that happened when I was a kid, but being able to take it from other adults and go, you know what, screw you. I ain't got time for your nonsense. But yeah. It was a hurtful thing because I actually trusted the girl and I thought she was my friend with her brother. No, she just woke up on the wrong side of the bed that morning, decided to get a wild hair up her ass and go after me like that.
Yeah,
I'm like,
and that's not.
How
that's
dare
not cool.
you? Yeah,
that's not cool. I mean, that just shows you how like really cruel people can get.
Yeah,
but I mean, I don't know. I don't want to end on that note by any means.
No,
let's end it on a good note. Like,
don't pick on kids as other kids. You are wrong for it. You deserve to be spanked, and leave your friends alone.
If you're bullying other kids, you deserve to get pushed over. How does that sound?
You said it a lot nicer than I could. No.
You deserve to get pushed over. And then if you're an adult picking on other adults, you need to get a life because, like, seriously, there are a lot better things to do in life than to attack other people or to have have your head so far up your ass that you believe it's your world and everybody else lives in it. And I've dealt with people that are like that. And what's so funny is the two people that are like tops on my shit list, they both share the same initials. So, yeah.
I stay away from Cassandra's.
I would stay away from anybody with the initials of M and G. Like, I will run away so fast. But anywho, hey, like, I think that'll do it for today. A big shout out to Rick. Big shout out to Adam for popping in, joining us. We had a little bit of
30 seconds we had him.
Yeah, we had a little bit of scuff, but we overcame it. But no, thank y'all so much for joining. Next week, 2 p.m. Central Time. We'll be there. We'll be there. Hopefully we'll have Sweeze. Around. He might tell us a little bit about his road trip, and he might run out of breath like talking to us about his road trip. Because there's like times where Sweeze, like, he gets so excited he's like out of breath like talking about something, but that's okay. We still love Sweeze. We still love Sumo Dog. So until next time, Be good. Be chill. In the words of the immortal Thugless. You got any parting words?
Yeah, keep listening to us.
Like and subscribe. Subscribe and comment on the videos below. Tell us.
And share.
Yes, and share the video. You could say that I'm ugly. You could tell the world that I'm pretty.
See what I started?
Yeah. If you think Tyler is pretty, like, comment, share, and comment below. I think I said, did I say comment twice? Okay, all right. Like, share, comment below. If you think I'm ugly, like, share, subscribe, comment below. And
type 1.
Type F's in chat. Type F's in chat if you think I'm fugly, but no, it's all good. We got some really cool we got some more announcements coming on. We're chatting with more guests. Hopefully I'm not too scary when I start emailing people and be like, do you want to be on our show? Would you like to be on our show? We're kind of a new channel. But until then, be cool, be chill. Shout out Thugless, shout out Sumo Bear, shout out Rick Elsey, shout out Adam Carter, shout out Squirt Circle Pro. We love y'all. We'll see y'all next time.
Bye.
Bye.